vlogged in like forever, I got a really cool message from Girl Pumping Gas, and she asked if I wanted to like make a video about 9/11 and the 10th year anniversary. And she was asking like, if I had any stories to talk about and all that stuff. So I thought it was really cool, so I decided to make a video about it. So yesterday was September 11th, the 10-year anniversary, which is really weird because it's like 10 whole years. That's a decade that has gone by since that day. And it's really weird since I was only 7 at the time, and my dad was actually there. My dad is a police officer in the city, and I really, I was in elementary school, and I really didn't hear anything about it at all. And I mean, I didn't get pulled out early or anything, and I remember my mom picked me up from my after school care, and I remember her being like, oh, I know that you might have heard from kids at school and the teachers what happened, and I was like totally confused because obviously I had no idea what was happening. And she told me that like 2 planes went into the World Trade Center. Now I didn't even know what the World Trade Center was at that time. I've never seen it, anything like that. The only time I've actually ever seen it was last night when they had a video, like real footage from these firefighters that went into the building. That's the only time I've actually seen what it looks like on the inside. And I remember her just being like, having this like kind of like worried like vibe about her, and I wasn't really sure why. And the first thing I thought of was my dad. Now my parents are separated, so it's not like my dad lives with me or whatever. So my mom still was trying to call my dad, see if he was okay and everything, and he wasn't answering. So it was crazy. So we go home, and on the news they just kept showing and showing and showing, which I hate when like something tragic happens and on the news they just play it over and over and over again. Like, I mean, yes, like people who are tuning in right then, like, they want to know what's going on, but still, like they kept playing it time and time and time. So I remember making little pizzas in the oven or whatever. I was living in a 1-bedroom apartment at the time with my mom, and I remember we were making pizza, and I remember watching the news as a little kid going, I'm losing my appetite, and I didn't even eat dinner that night because I was just so scared. Like, it was like you never heard of anything like that before, and at that time you're just so innocent that like you don't really think of anything like this. And I just remember not eating my pizza and watching the news and being so like confused and like just horrified at like what like some people do, like, and I remember just not really understanding it and like not knowing what really happened. And remember trying to get in touch with my dad and not being able to get in touch with my dad, which really got me worried. The next couple of days when the police officers and firemen were, like cleaning up and stuff, cleaning the debris, my dad was part of that. And now I remember my dad going there for like hours and hours and hours. Like, they would work all day cleaning up, and I remember him bringing me back a piece of steel and like rocks and stuff from cleaning up in this little plastic bag. I remember just being like, this is so weird. And at that time he didn't really tell me the whole story because since I was so young, but a couple of I think it was like maybe 2 years ago, I went to work with my dad, and he told me the whole story of everything that happened. He said how he saw this like big cloud of smoke, and it just came barreling towards him, and that his friends went one way and he went the other, and all his friends unfortunately passed away, and he's the only one that lived. And he said there was a woman that grabbed onto him and was like, please don't let me go, please don't let me go. And they went down into the train station to get away from the smoke, and she was just freaking out, and he was like trying to keep her calm. And I remember he said he went into a store, and he said it was the eeriest thing, that everything, it was like when you go outside and it snows and it's like so quiet, you can't hear anything. He said that's basically how it was. It was just New York City is a very busy, hustle bustle, loud, place. For it to be silent, like that's weird. How it was beautiful out, it was sunny, not a cloud in the sky, and then 1 minute later, like your whole day changes, your whole life changes, history changed in that one day. And I know that since I wasn't even personally there, and I was only a little kid, and it changed my life. Like it made me where I'm more. I have like sometimes anxiety when I go to the city, and if I see like cops or an ambulance and I see like them running through the city or something, I get where I feel like I have anxiety because it scares me. And just it's just like you get like paranoid because of what happened since that day. When you get on a plane, you think twice, and you're like kind of like, oh, I really, I hope this lands, and it freaks you out. Like 10 years later, it's like it really still affects people, and I mean, it's such a horrible thing, but I mean, some good did come out of it. That everyone. I just remember like um being in the apartment and having the fire engines and like all of them just coming down my block, coming from the city. And I mean, I live like a half an hour away from the city, and like just clapping and cheering and having candles out, and it was just like a really hard experience. But the good thing that did come from it was that everyone was really like a whole unit afterwards. Like you never had like anybody, like it was everyone was working together. And I think that after that time, we really were the United States of America. So I mean, that was my perspective on everything. And I mean, everybody has a different story of September 11th. Everyone's going to. And it's just something that really affected our generation. And yesterday was a really hard day. Like it was just crazy, like how many names they read and like every single year. And just watching that footage last night on the like, I think it was on Channel 2. I was watching it, and it was like these firefighters who were recording it the whole time, and I like cried through the whole thing. Like it just really got to me. Like it's crazy, like what happened, and like that you could lose like 343 firemen. Like that's horrible. Like I know that I'm in the junior fire department, and like it's like you have like a certain unit and a certain pack. Like you guys are a family and you work together and you have each other's backs, and it's like losing your family, and it's such a horrible thing. And so yesterday was like a really hard day, and I just remember thinking about everybody and thinking about all the people that really, help to keep us safe. So I'd really like to dedicate this video, this more serious video, to everyone who's been affected by September 11th and all those first responders, everyone who rushed in to help each other. Like they are heroes and forever will be heroes, and like really, they will never be forgotten.